You're welcome to the live chat, live broadcast. Welcome to the live broadcast of this evening. Uh, it's already the time is uh, just 6 minutes to make 10 o'clock, and we are moving live with the broadcast of today. Let's just have a recap of what we left yesterday, and that is we were talking about calling attention of the international community, East African community, and also the African Union to jump into the issue of Congo crisis. And today we are looking at the crisis itself, the history of it. Today I had the chance to listen to some people who are trying to address the issue of this crisis as one of the uh, issues to do with ethnic discrimination and trying to portray the people who are participating in this war as people who originate, who are actually the people of Congo. But today we need to find out truly if these people really belong there. Just last week, I was also hearing this President Kagame, who was also trying to say that you know, the Tutsi group that are fighting in Congo, who are called the M23, are, are actually uh, natives of Congo. And I've been also hearing from other sources that uh, during the Berlin conference, this group actually existed there and they were just divided by the border. And some of them ended up being in Congo and some ended up being in Rwanda. But today we just want to really switch on and look at surely at these people from there, or there are people who actually are telling us lies and trying to deceive the world and trying to portray these people as if they belong to that community of Congo. Um, we have so many things in time to talk about. We'll begin right away from the time uh, before colonials came to Africa and even before the partition. I should categorically say before the partition, the Congo was Congo in itself, and there was no other tribe that included Congo before the partition. Number two, I would like to say that even after the partition and even after Leopold taking over Congo, there has not been even a train whereby you would say there were Tutsis in Congo before and after the partition of Africa was concerned. No, not even Hutu, not even Patwa, not even the Tutsi existed there. Now, how did these people get to be there? The Tutsi in Congo, in particular, actually, if we are to call them, they are called the Banamulenge, and they are different from the they're different from the Tutsis that we are talking about today, who are actually the founders of M23. The Banamunenge originally also they lived in Rwanda. That's why the Banamunenge are Rwandese. And they lived in Rwanda and Burundi. And they were taken to Congo. They were taken, and most of the members were taken to Congo and to help the King Leopold as administrators in various places of Congo, especially the eastern side of Congo. And as they continue to live there, um, they actually had to live around the southern part of Kivu, which is the present province called province of Kivu. And they themselves had formed the majority Tutsi in Congo as administrators taken officially by the King Leopold's administration. Then the minority Tutsi found themselves also again living in the northern part of Kivu, and this is the way back after. Um, this is now in 1960s. They lived in and and basically uh, they lived in the northern part of Kivu, and the Hutus also appeared in Congo during the discriminatory regime of the Germans and the and Belgium and over the Tutsi in 1922 to 1960. That's where they lived in Congo also. And during this time, the Hutus actually fled from Rwanda to Congo. They fled because of the issue of the discriminatory administrative line, which was actually formed by the Germany and Belgium when they took over the administration of Rwanda. And the, the Belgium, the German, they had likened the Tutsi to be their fellow administrators, and these people took advantage of, of the Hutu, and some of them had to fly and move to Congo, and that was just in 1960s and no 1920s to 1960s, and afterwards when the when there was under Belgium, there was an election which was done in 1959, which was the first democratic election that was done in 1959, which asserted to power the Hutu. Actually, most of the Tutsis voluntarily left Congo, no, left Rwanda and went to Congo and they began to live in Congo. Some went to Tanzania and some came to Uganda. However, history tells me that the ones who were living in Uganda became aggressive. They sought for ways of going back to take over power again by force in, in Rwanda, of which we shall look at that in the next bulletins. But for now, we continue to talk about the trend of how they found themselves there. However, most of the Tutsi fled to Congo during 1960s after the 1959 elections, which brought their servants, which brought their servants uh, to power. It was not that the Hutu government was rude to them, but simply they did not want to be ruled by the people whom they used to call as servants. So they just voluntarily left and went to the neighboring countries like Tanzania, Uganda, and Congo. Some even went to Kenya, and that is how they found themselves there. Then later on, another group had to join in 1994 during the genocide period, and they had to flee. They flee because of the conditions that they were going through in, in Rwanda during the genocide period, which existed between again the Hutu and the Tutsi. I thus said that you are able to know that previously this group now got to be in Congo. They established themselves in Congo, but they are not Congolese. And if there's anything that we would be able to say that there is a Tutsi group that is in Congo, I would like him to say the Banamulenge group would be the ones who should have been called as the people of Congo. Because for them they went there quite early in 1920s. But this other group that we're talking about, M23, they're just a group of 19, 20, actually around 2000s here who went over to Congo, and they are not born from there. They're not born from there, and most of the parents are not born from there. And it's only the unfortunate conditions that led them to be there in that same place where they're living. So it's unwise to say that they belong there and that is their land, that is theirs. It's not correct. That is the notion that everyone should be able to understand. Uh-huh. Leaving alone the issue of that you originate from there. Now let's take the issue of if you okay, let's say you originate from there, like you have said, you originate from there, and you are there under a certain government. How do you work? How do you operate under such certain government? I would like to bring some issue of United States of America into this same light. Mm, Years back in the 1600s, America was colonized by Britain, and it took America a way to fight for its independence, and it took twofold ways. But at first, they took a peaceful means of fighting for their rights, and of which I have not seen this much happening to the group we have in Africa here as well. We see these people writing books, writing, uh, trying to visit even the parliament, trying to visit and trying to agitate for their secession until the worst came to the worst when they pick up guns. But still, the political means subdue them more. It is our privilege to this date to say, if you're under government, how do you begin to secede from that government? Well, there must be some parameters that need to be used. I've not seen very many people thinking and talking about this, but it is important that each and everyone needed to realize that from now on, that there needed to be a way. First of all, uh, Congo is a sovereign state. Number two, it has a parliament, it has a president, it has all the arms of the government. And how could this aggregate society use this to foster their way out? To, to some extent, I've not seen the aggregate society utilize the courts of law to put their minds and understanding that they need this. I've not seen agitations uh, to the executive arm of the government of Congo, and not even the parliament, the legislative arm of the parliament in Congo being utilized by the good to society. So the question then now comes, of all things, why have we chosen to take, destroy, kill, maim, rape, steal, I mean, than having a peaceful means and go and peacefully agitate for movements? It's quite important to understand, yes, that you are part of the society, as you have said. You belong there, you are born there, you're part of that family. Actually, right now, what I see is a lack of utter respect for the government that is supposed to be ahead of you. The country has an institution, it has ways things are supposed to be done. Which way have you taken? Actually, for me, what I see is you are living a contemptuous life, the life that deserves to be punished by the law. Two, mm, now the acts of the war. Every war has its rules, but what I see, the rules of the war, death is mounting, and this is a crime, it's an offense. So crime against humanity. Because if you belong to a country that you think you love, then there must be a way for you to to act in such a country. I should just easily say this utter regard to destruction, to do things recklessly, arrogantly, to cause death of the earth should be stopped. Days ahead, we have seen many things happening, and we have continued to teach people wrong history, history that can bring anarchy and falsehood, false hopes into the system of governance. This is automatically wrong, and because of it, we have lost lives. I'm calling upon the international community again to look at this with double eyes. The question is, the Tutsi community of M23, are they part of Congo? The answer is categorically no. These are just refugees who went to Congo. And I want to thank Congo for welcoming them to Congo. Of course, life is important. You went there, thank you for being there. And it is important that your life has been saved by Congo, which you have turned against. They have saved you, they have fed you, they have left you to live a life with them, but you have turned your back on them. You would have died a baby in Rwanda. You would have died maybe before you were born, but they have kept you, they have helped you, they have nursed you, but you have turned your back against them. Turn and think about the time of 1994 when you were still in Rwanda, how you fled and you found yourself in Congo. Well, you're also teaching another bad manners this side round. We also have the Tutsi in Uganda, and that's what you want to teach them. That hey, yes, Uganda is your country, and you can do anything like you people are doing in Congo. That's what you want to teach the rest of your brothers and sisters in Uganda. Same way. Yes, actually, for us, our law is clear. For us, we have citizenship by naturalization, which is here, and we accept it, we agree to it, and we are able to know yes, you have a citizenship in Uganda, but you have a citizenship by naturalization, which I don't know the law from Congo says so or not, but you have to abide by the codes that are there in discipline, in discipline. should not be part and parcel of human life. It's actually one of the causes of violence, causes of chaos, causes of evil. The people of Congo, the Tutsi of Congo, let it not be pride that should take you. Let it not be the resources of Congo that are around you that makes you to become so violent, arrogant, and so boastful. But let it be this respect for the society of Congo, respect to the laws of Congo. Congo is governed by law. There is no law that has made you to even carve a country or part of Congo for yourself. Actually, it is treason. You have committed a treason against the people of Congo, and God given time you should be arrested and charged of treason and for the crimes that you have committed against the people of Congo. And mine is to remind everyone that be vigilant and alert and look at this group of actual heinous men who are committing crimes against people. To the government of Rwanda, right? If it the support is because I've heard someone say this evening that yes, Rwanda is able to support the M23 because M23 are Tutsi and the president of Rwanda is Tutsi and therefore they have the right to support each other. Yes, if that is the mindset, the tribalistic mindset, then I should say this: that kind of lifestyle is nothing other than backwardness, which should have not occurred at this 21st century. We therefore expect everyone to rise up, tell every violent man in Congo to respect the law of Congo, to respect even the international law, and avoid bringing instability, avoid ravaging the resources of a sovereign country. Respect the sovereignty of a state like Congo is is such a horrible thing to know that people still today believe that guns are the best way of solving issues. A long, a long trend of things, a long trend of things. Welcome. You can subscribe. You can also um, comment, and we will see you again in the next bulletin when we will be looking at how did we arrive here? How did this world come to this end? We'll look at this in the next time. And I would want to say We are still also new to this channel. This channel has just begun. We're just 2 days old, but you can still continue to subscribe to us. You are all welcome to join us, and we chart the ways out for a better and independent Africa. Good evening.